All right, I'm back on my way to Elkhart to pick up a travel trailer. My plans for working within my business this week have been kind of screwed up because of the insurance issue I'm dealing with, trying to get some requirements met for a commercial contract, and my insurance provider is kind of being stubborn about it. I need a signature on a document, and they're basically saying they don't sign any documents. So I'm shopping for new insurance, which takes a little while. So I was planning to be doing this commercial job in the mornings all this week, and it's looking like it'll probably be at best case starting next week. So I'm just gonna run trailers, in the meantime. Like yesterday, I was able to get home in time, do a job in my town before heading home. I was still home by like a little after 5:15 p.m., which was nice. So I was able to run that trailer, which paid $840, get home, and I was able to make an additional $500 knocking out a job. I was there for about 2 hours, a little less, so that was nice. And then today I was supposed to be working in the commercial job, and then I had another job lined up in the afternoon. But I'm just gonna have my buddy that I subcontract in my business. He's gonna knock out the other job because it's kind of closer to his house, which will allow me to run a trailer up. But I'm just gonna be picking the trailer up and bringing it home because I basically just have long trailers this week. So normally I run a lot of like short loads and stuff, and these would still be considered short loads for most RV transporters that are running thousands of miles. But I've got the one I picked up on Tuesday, delivered on Wednesday, that paid $840. I have another unit going to the same dealership, so that'll pay $840 again. And then I have one going, it'll be my longest distance yet. It pays $1,100. It's still going in Wisconsin, but I think it's further. And they're all getting picked up in Elkhart at our storage lot, which is nice. So I'm not sure which one I'm gonna grab today. I couldn't find the one that is going to La Crosse when I was there 2 days ago picking up. But again, it's really packed in there right now, so I'll have to look again. But I may grab the one that's going the furthest distance, because if I'm not going to be working in that commercial job on Friday, I can just deliver that on Friday as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to wait till I get there, kind of figure it out. Obviously, as you can see in the video, I'm sitting in traffic, which is not ideal. I mean, I'm literally still in the town that I live in. It's just I got on the highway, and they're doing all this construction, so I don't know how long it's going to take me to even get out of here. I'm still, I think, like a mile from the exit onto the highway towards Indiana, which is also under a bunch of construction, so not ideal. But I'm gonna do a separate video, but I'll mention it in this as well. A little something cool that I didn't even know was happening. I got an email about it last night from my dispatcher. We're gonna be starting, or at least I think it's cool. I haven't done it yet, so we'll see how that plays out. But we're gonna be doing dealer to dealer transfers for one of the larger dealerships that we work for, like the family of dealerships. So I got a pricing sheet emailed to me last night. I didn't know anything about it until I saw the email, so I was kind of confused until I kind of read through everything and kind of pieced it together and figured it out. But so basically from dealer to dealer they'll pay us, and I didn't figure out the rate, but seems like it's over $2 a mile. I think it's at least like $2.50 a mile based off what I was kind of figuring out. And I really hate when that car just went around to try to get ahead of everybody in the merge lane. But he wasn't merging, he just was already behind us, got in the side of us, and cut ahead of everybody. Hate when people think that their time is worth more than somebody else's, but either way. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I'm going to try to do the math so I can figure out exactly what the rate per mile is. Or maybe it's on the sheet and I didn't see it, so I'll double check that again. But I thought that was pretty cool. I'm hoping that it works out where like I can do a delivery, and then if they have something that needs to be transferred, I can pick up while I'm dropping off. And hopefully it'll eliminate some of my deadhead miles, which would be cool. Especially if it pays over $2 a mile. So I'll actually be making more per mile. And since I do a lot of the majority of my deliveries are in Wisconsin, and I live in Illinois, I'm usually dropping off deadheading back to Illinois. So there's a lot of dealerships that would not be out of my way or too far out of my way to just pick up and then drop off on my way home. I'll still be within my hours. So potentially I could make, let's say, $650 or whatever doing a delivery, pick up, make another $450 dropping off, and still be home within my 11-hour drive window, but make $1,100 or something like that. So that would be super, super ideal. I don't know how it's going to work out, but if it does work out like that, it even if it's only once a week, but it puts an extra $400 or $500 in my pocket without really adding a lot of miles, since I'm already headed back south or whatever. There's a Synergy driver right there passing by me. That's cool. Like I said, I don't know if that's gonna play out that way, but if it does, that would be pretty darn cool. There was something else I was gonna mention. Oh yeah. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but in one of my last, I think it was my last delivery before I went to Florida, it was a little bit windy, and it took my DOT magnet off the window, and I don't know when it happened. I lost it, so I'm down to one DOT magnet. And rather than bugging my dispatcher to see if he could send me a new one, I just ordered them on, I think it was Vistaprint or something like that. It was $50. I ordered 2 new ones, and I just made them myself with I made them myself, my own design on Vistaprint, but used the name of the company and the DOT number and the town and everything. So it's got all the same information. I ordered, it was $50, which I thought was cool. I just ordered a 12x12, which I think is what I have. Should be fine. The print, I made it as big as I could, so they should be able to read it from the 50, I think it's 50 feet they have to be able to read it from, the DOT officers, so shouldn't be an issue. The only difference is I think my magnets now are black with white writing. I just did white with black writing because it's probably something on my end, an error, but I couldn't figure out how to wash out the back to make it black with the white writing. It doesn't matter though. So I ordered 2 new ones. I'll have a spare basically. I don't know that I'm gonna get I have the one that I have and the one I had before, because my truck's aluminum. I did the signs of the times in Elkhart. They have the metal window hangers, and I just taped it to there. But then when it got super windy, it ripped the one and bent it, and it happened a few times, and eventually it actually snapped the aluminum where it sits on the window. So the problem I ran into was that basically I just started taping the one side with painter's tape to my window, and that's how it came off. I think I'm just gonna tape it on the inside of the window. My windows are tinted in the back. They're just factory tint. So hopefully they'll still be able to read it. I'm gonna have to check, because I don't know. I don't really want to keep losing these by taping them on the outside of the window, and I don't really want to use anything other than painter's tape, because I don't want to leave a residue on my window. So I ordered black painter's tape because all I had before was a lime green, and it just, with my red or my maroon truck, it probably looked terrible. So I figure the black paint, or the black painter's tape, won't look as bad, and I'll just tape it on the inside of the window and see if that works. If I have to, I'll try to find a better option to tape it to the outside of the window. Maybe what I'll do is if I can't see it through the window with it on the inside, then what I think I might try is to get another metal hanger from Signs of the Times, and I'll tape it to that, and then maybe what I'll do is I'll tape the bottom of the hanger so the wind doesn't catch it. But those little metal hangers are kind of expensive. I think I paid like $60 for 2 blanks. I can order through them. I don't know what it would cost. A metal hanger with the company's information printed on it, so I don't have to use the magnet. But again, I'm still probably going to run into the issue of the wind grabbing it at least on the west side where the wind's usually coming from, on the driver's side. I might run into that issue again where it rips it and breaks it, and I'm going to assume that it's probably going to be at least $100 to order 2 of them with it printed. The one I had lasted like 4 months, so it's not like the end of the world, but yeah, we'll see how it works out. But once these 2 come in, I'll try the tape thing. We'll see how it goes. I've seen other guys tape it on the inside, so I assume they don't get bothered. Unless somebody has, if you could put in the comments if you have aluminum Super Duty and you found a better option than the metal hangers or taping them to the windows. I don't know what, I've seen guys like have a hanger on the inside of the bed, but I'm assuming then you can't have a bed cover, so I don't know if I want to do that because I keep my bed covered unless I'm pulling a 5th wheel. So I'd be interested to see what people are doing with aluminum Super Duties to kind of get their DOT. And I don't want to use like actual decals. I don't want to put decals on my windows or my truck or anything, because this is my personal truck. I don't use it just for RV transport. However, I do plan to get a work truck. It won't be just RV transport, but it'll be my business and RV transport, but I'm not going to get an aluminum truck or anything that new, so I will be able to just throw magnets on it. So this is kind of a temporary thing until I get another truck. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like I said, I can probably just tape them until I get that extra truck. But that's it. That's it for this video. Like I said, I'll try to do a walk around. I know both the trailers I have available to me this week are travel trailers. There's no 5th wheels or park models that I don't think. So I'm gonna kind of determine which one I'm gonna grab when I get there, and then this is coming home with me tonight. They did say something, so it's kind of funny, and I think I've only delivered up to La Crosse twice at this dealership, and both times I think they mentioned it to me. It doesn't matter, but I have to send an email when I pick it up saying I'm headed your way, and it goes to depending on which dealership I'm going to, it goes to their people that do the inspections when it comes in, and that way they kind of expect me coming, but I don't have to be there like at a specific time. I can drop off any time of the day, night drops, whatever, and there's not like a requirement I got to be there within like 12 hours or 24 hours or anything like that. So when I went up to La Crosse the first time and this last time and then this time as well, that I stop at home because I have to pass right by my house anyways, and it just worked out that way where I didn't make the delivery the same exact day, and I brought it the next day, and both times they were like, oh, we thought you got lost or whatever. Like, they made a comment that I wasn't there that quick, and I explained to them that I stopped off to sleep basically, and I passed right by my house, so I just slept at home and then continued on. But what they don't understand is that we have to follow DOT regulations. So they just assume that I pick it up and I deliver it, and I don't have any regulations to follow. And I explained it to them, like, yeah, I can only drive for 11 hours. So I can make that delivery and be home within 11 hours. But depending on how things work out, if it doesn't go perfectly, I'm not going to make my 11-hour window. So I kind of explained to him, you know, rather than potentially getting stuck 45 minutes south of the dealership and having to sleep for 10 hours or take a 10-hour break, I'm better off, if I can, just stopping home, taking my break, and then delivering it the next day and not having to worry about my hours at all. Because then, you know, I'm taking basically 4.5, 5 hours off my trip and using it on a different day, so that I can maximize my window that day. So I explained it to him, and I told him, I said, you know, I got one more coming to you this week, and you're going to get the email, and it's likely going to be a day later that I deliver it, for the same reason. You know, if it was a hot load, a rush load, or something like that, like I said, I could, worst case scenario, I probably wouldn't get stuck before drop. Like, I would make drop and I just wouldn't make it back home. You know, and I could stop somewhere and take my 10-hour reset. But it just doesn't, to me, for my situation, it really doesn't make sense unless it's like a rush hot load. Because why would I want to potentially sit in my truck for 10 hours when I can just stop home and deliver the next day and you know, eat at home, see my family, and take my break there. So, but I just thought it was funny that that's really the only dealership that's ever commented, and I think the last time they even emailed me wondering where the unit was because I didn't make it that day. And my dispatcher had called me. He's like, don't even worry about it. He's like, we don't have to be there at a certain time. He's like, I don't know why they're even, you know, asking about it, but I think it's really just like a nosy person, and that's really it. So, but I just thought it was interesting. So, yeah, I'll try to do a video when I get there, depending on what I'm picking up, and then I have to make another one on this potential reload stuff once I kind of figure out the exact rate and stuff like that. So, that's it for this video. All right, I got this Coachman unit. Had a little issue. It was missing the breakaway cable. Luckily, the storage lot here, the office had an extra for me, so I got that put in. Got my big battery on there with the case. I charged this thing up yesterday, and it's down to 2 bars, so I don't know if I'm having an issue. That's a brand new battery. It's the second time I've charged it, so I may have to just get another one. Everything looks good on the trailer. It's a Coachman Freedom Express. Don't see any damage. Everything looks good. Let's see if we can look on the inside here. Got the packet. It's a smaller trailer. Let's see if it tells us the length right here. Yeah, 26 foot, 10 inches, only 57, 56 dry weight. So nothing too big. Got the bedroom in the, well, there is no bedroom. It's just an open bed concept. Couches, refrigerator. I can't tell what's going on in the back. It looks like there's probably the kitchen back there and then the bathroom. I don't think there's any bunks or anything like that. So, nice little unit though. Well, that's it. We'll get on our way. This one's going up to La Crosse, Wisconsin. All right, I got that trailer. I ended up grabbing the one that's going to La Crosse, Wisconsin, because it was shorter. It's only like a 25 or 26 footer, and the other trailer I have going, I can't remember what part of Wisconsin, but it's further. That one, I couldn't find a length on it, but it looked to be like around the 32 to 35 foot range. Probably was on the inside of the door, but I was just looking on the outside tag, and I couldn't find a length. I think it was like almost 8,000 pounds, so it probably was around that 35, 34, somewhere in there. And today I have to take my daughter to the dentist this evening, like 4:30ish. And then I think she's going to like a lacrosse game at the high school and stuff. So I got to get that thing unhooked and left in my driveway. So I figured grabbing the smaller one would make it a little easier to get in the driveway and stuff like that. So that's why I chose that one. And the reason I couldn't find it in the lot the other day is because I was looking for the wrong trailer. I thought I was grabbing another Alliance, but it's Coachman, so I wasn't even looking for. I was literally getting out and looking at Alliances. Did the same thing when I got there today. Checked the sheet, realized it said something else on the sheet that we sign out on, and I'm like, wait a minute, and I looked it up and I saw what I was looking for, and it was like right there in front of my face. So worked out okay though. I was able to get it hooked up. The issue I did have was it was missing the breakaway cable, so I don't know if whoever transported it forgot to unhook the breakaway, drove away with it connected, or I guess the common thing is when one's missing, someone just steals one from the next one. That's what my dispatcher said, and that's what the guy in the office there said, because I went in and he actually had a spare that I could use, so that was perfect. Got it hooked up, because I didn't want to have to drive to the parts store and then come back. I probably, in that situation, I would have just grabbed that other trailer, and then worried about getting the breakaway cable somewhere else. But what I did do is I ordered a spare on Amazon. I couldn't find a pack of them with the clip that goes into the box. I could find a bunch of cables, no clip, like packs of them. I wanted to buy like a 6 or a 5 pack, but none of the packs that I was finding had the clip. It was just the cable, and that I didn't want to be in a situation with just a cable, no clip. So I ordered one for now to keep as a spare in case that happens again. That's the first time it's happened to me, but I guess it is a common thing. So at least I'll have the one as a spare, which would be nice. So it's one of those things where you kind of learn as you go, and like things that pop up. So this is the first time it's happened for me, so now I'll have a spare in case it happens again. I honestly didn't even know you could pull them out of the breakaway and replace them. That's just like ignorance on my part. So I didn't even know how to put it back in. I asked the guy, he showed me, and I'm like, all right, cool. And it was super easy. You could actually hear the brakes click when I put it in, and so I knew it was in correctly. But just one of those things. So I'll have that spare, just like when I had to have the extension cable made for the 7-way prong. Didn't know I was going to run into that issue, and then when it happened, I worked around it and got it. I'm just glad that this issue popped up during the day when that office was open, because if it would have been an evening, I probably would have been like the other guys where I had to steal one off of another trailer there, because the parts stores would have been closed, and I wouldn't have been able to get one, or I would have been grabbing a different trailer. But got it figured out. Having a little issue with my battery. I charged it yesterday. That's my new battery. I bought it like, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks ago. Maybe a little bit longer, I don't know. But this is the second time I've had to charge it up. It showed it was 3/4 full yesterday after I had it on the charger for a while, and it's down to half again already when I went and hooked it up. So I'm gonna put it back on the charger tonight, but I don't know if maybe I got a bad battery. I might have to buy another one. But I don't know. I need to charge up my little one too. That one might be toast, possibly. I don't know. I did charge that one up the other day, and I don't think it worked still. So that little one, I found out I wasn't supposed to be using it to power the jack and stuff. So that one I may have toasted. It's about 5 months old now, so that one's only like $70. I think I'm okay with that one being toasted. I'm kind of mad that this one I just purchased isn't holding the charge less than a month ago, and I think I paid like $120 for it or something like that. Maybe it was 90. I don't know, but I would have liked for it to last a little longer. So I'm hoping I can throw a charge on it, and it'll actually, maybe if I put it on like overnight, it'll actually get a good enough charge. I think I only had it on for like 3 or 4 hours yesterday. But yeah, I'm gonna start carrying maybe my jump box. Just, I don't know. We'll see. I must have blown a fuse somewhere. I'm trying to track down which one powers the jack like from my truck, because now none of the jacks are working. So I think I blew a fuse, because it should work just connected to my truck, and it's not, and it used to. So I gotta figure out, I think someone said it's like fuse number 27 in these Fords, so I just gotta figure out where that is. I don't know if it's on like the control module or the one in the motor. I've been getting kind of mixed answers when I'm doing my research, because I think there's a fuse box somewhere up underneath the dash, and then there's the one underneath the hood. Neither one of them are like super easy to get at, but I think if I can today, I'm gonna get home pretty early, since I'm just taking this trailer home with me. I'm gonna see if I can't figure that out and get that fuse replaced, because my normal routine is to like back the truck up, throw the 7-way in, power the jack, get it all hooked up, throw my battery on later, like after I get it all hooked up. And now the process, I got to get that battery out first, then get it hooked up so I can pump the jack up to get it up onto the ball, but which really is not a big deal, because I got to do that anyways, hook the battery up. But the one time the last trailer, my battery didn't have enough charge, so I ended up having to pull out a wrench and do the manual procedure on the jack to get it to come up. I think it was like I don't remember what size it was. It was like a 12 millimeter or something like that, but that's not fun. So like I said, I got to figure out the fuse situation, and then I got to get these batteries charged up. And if that little one's dead, probably sometime in the next week or two, I'll stop and grab another little one. I really like the little one. It's super easy. It has like a bracket that sits on the tongue. It's really just there to power the breakaway cable in case something happens, but you know, it's a lot lighter and easier to use than the big battery. So I'll always keep them both with me, but when I can, I just go to that little one. So if you don't, they sell them at Dan's Hitch right there in Elkhart. So if you're in the area, I highly recommend. It's like 70 or 75 bucks. Really nice little battery with a carrier and everything that has a bracket to sit right on the tongue. It's really, really nice to use versus a big bulky battery. So, but you really should have them both just in case. This trailer being small, it's kind of nice. I haven't been pulling anything too small lately. I feel like everything's in that 7,000-8,000 pound range. A couple of park models recently, some fifth wheels. Feels like I got, with this trailer only weighing like, I don't know, 5,800 pounds, feels like I have nothing behind me. I have to watch my speed. But that's it. A couple little hiccups on the road. I'll be delivering this thing tomorrow morning or afternoon sometime, likely. Back up in La Crosse again. And then I have one that I gotta pick up. I'll maybe pick it up Saturday, bring it home, and then deliver it like Sunday morning or afternoon, because it's kind of a far run. I don't know if I can make it in 11 hours, to be honest. So I think I am going to have to do a pickup, come home, reset, and then deliver, because that one this weekend is going to be my longest run yet. I wish I could remember the town, but it pays $1,100, so I think it's from Elkhart. It's going to be right in that 500-mile range. Be a little bit closer from my house. I can definitely make it from my house to there. I don't know if I can make it from Elkhart to this dealership. So I think I looked it up. It was like 6 hours. Now I can't remember. It might have been 6 hours from my house. If that's the case, then I'm probably screwed. I don't know if I can make it. I may have to get a hotel. We'll see. But I think I looked it up and it was 6 hours from Elkhart. If that's the case, then it's probably 5 or 4 hours for me. It might be 6 hours for me. I gotta look and see. But either way, it's gonna be my longest run yet. I'm gonna have to. I checked. I'm good to deliver it on the weekend. They don't have to be open. So whenever I get it up there, I'll get it up there. But I think I'm gonna try to maybe leave out like early Saturday morning, pick up the trailer, bring it home, deliver it, or bring it home, drop it off, and then I gotta do some work within my business. Then I'll go back and deliver it on Sunday. This should be, I'm gonna have to double check, but it should be my highest grossing week yet. And I'll only have 3 loads. So, because I'm doing 3 long loads. This one that I have hooked up pays $840. The one before it paid $840, and then the one over the weekend pays $1,100, I believe. So it's like $2,780. So I gotta see that. That might be my highest grossing week yet. The last highest grossing I had was pretty close to that. It may have beat that out slightly, but it was 5 loads. I only have 3 loads this time. So technically, this could maybe be done in 3 days. If I was not, it's going to end up being 6 days because I'm picking up and then delivering the next day on all these, just the way it's working out with my schedule. But I could have at least done the 2 lacrosse loads all in one day. And then this last load, it may, no matter what, have to be 2 days. I would have to see, but it's definitely going to be my highest grossing for 3 loads or even a 4 load week. Like I said, I had that 1 week that was 5 loads, and it may have been a higher grossing week than this week. But I'll have to double check. And when I do the weekly numbers, I'll definitely have that information and be able to answer, have that information available for that video. But that's it for this video. I probably won't do one even for delivery or anything like that. I'll probably just end this video